Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the KSP Motivation channel. My name is Kendi. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller, and on this channel, I'm currently tracking my progress to becoming a seven-figure seller. And as I go through my journey, I'm sharing tips and things that I'm learning on my journey with you guys. So if you guys want to start your own business, you guys could, maybe have enough data and information from me to go ahead and do so. Before I get into the video, I want to quickly say thank you to all the new subs and also Happy New Year's. So today's video, we're going to get straight into it. We're going to be talking about variations because I thought it would be really helpful too. I've sold variations before, but it was kind of like I wasn't focused on them. I was just like, I didn't know too much about them, but recently I started selling them, and apparently I'm finding a lot of good listings on variation listings. I used to be intimidated and scared of them because so much options and things to look at, so it'd get a little overwhelming for me. So there's a few things I've learned that help me simplify and make it much easier to go through the variation listings that you might find, because some of them have a ton of products on there, and just looking at them might kind of like I don't know where to start. All right, so here I'm just going to share some tips that I use to kind of like sort them better and help you navigate through them much easier. Right, so what I'm going to be looking at today is this one listing here, which sells very well. I have it on my tracking list where like if whenever there's a sale, I go and try to cop some. This is actually a Nike product. Was selling very, 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 very well during Q4, barely in stock, right? But right now, there's no more sales on it, so it's really hard to get it at a price that is good. But maybe you could add it to your list as well. But anyway, this is a Nike hoodie, right? So for this listing, let me see if I could pull up the Amazon listing so you can see what I'm talking about. So like if you're coming here, you see this, and let's say you could get it at a profitable price. But this one, like you could go to, let me see where you sell it. Like for example, we could buy it from Shop WSS, right? Right now they got a good sell on it. I think I'm gonna buy some today. Oh, but this is youth. But the point I'm trying to make here is like when you go to buy them, like when you go on the website to buy them, you will see multiple sizes for them. And even though like if you go to the listing, for example, right now we're looking at medium, but let's say medium is not available on the website that you're trying to source them from, right? Does that mean you give up on this product? I mean, small might be available, large might be available. So the thing is, and not even just that, but they might have other colors on the website. Just because the one you are looking at right now is not available on your source website, maybe you could still get that same product, but just a different color. So basically, here is where you would want to dab into the variations, right? But when you click on variations, this is the Keepa, by the way. So if you scroll down, of course, once you get Keepa, you're going to get this graph on every single listing that you look at on Amazon. But yeah, so on the Keepa, if you go to the variation tab, you'll see all the different listings, all the different colors, and all of the different sizes that is on this one listing, right? And just because one thing is not available, that does not mean you give up on it. And secondly, if you're looking at a potential listing, and you come to find out like, maybe this one doesn't sell well, I don't like it, check the other sizes. Some sizes sell way better than others, right? So this helps you make the best decision when looking at variations. So once you pull up the Keepa and you go to the variations tab, you're going to get all the variations. Now, this is where it could get a little bit overwhelming for some people, looking at all of these different graphs and numbers and stuff, all of this stuff here. I'm going to help you. I'm going to just go really quickly and break down the top things to look and focus on to make the best decision. So for one thing, we're looking at the review right here. The reviews, basically, typically the more reviews the product has, the better it sells, right? So on this listing, you can see this one right here, this very first one. Let me go on to the other Keepa graph, to the website, actual Keepa website. So yeah, the top one, if you right now have it sorted by rating, so that means this top one should be selling or is selling the best, has the highest reviews. So that's a great way to determine how well something sells. Um, and that's the size medium, and black color, right? So the thing is, when I'm looking at these listings, of course, I like to sort it from highest rated to the lowest. If you go all the way down, you're gonna see the lowest. Um, you see, as it declines as we go down, the ratings go lower. So that means the things, whatever is on top, is selling the best. Correct, right? So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna show you a few things you could do to filter. For example, like let's say we're on the website, they only have, let's say, black. The best selling one is unavailable. Does that mean you give up? No. Let's see what other colors sells well. How can you determine if something is selling well on a variation list? My go-to is this chart right here. Looking at the new offer count right here, it really did let you know if something is selling well. And what we're looking for in this chart, the new offer chart, is seller movement. This is what this is indicating right here. So as you can see, this within the past 3 months, the seller count on this listing has gone up. And generally what happens when competition, seller count goes up, seller count is competition goes up, generally the listings will tank. But this product, it happens to sell so well, so has so much demand, that even though the competition is increasing, it's still able to hold its price. That's why this listing is very good. So this is the buy box. This is what we're looking for. Now I'll use this price chart on occasion whenever there's no buy box available, but for the most part, if the buy box is available, I'll focus on here to determine the price of it, right? And I like to go off the highest price, not the lowest price. Whoever's at the bottom right here selling it for 64 is pretty much giving it away, losing a lot of money. Like, come on, like this person is eating all day and this person is over here listening for 64, wasting their time. But basically what we're looking here, what I like to look for in this case, I wouldn't really care too much if the offer count is going up, because it's selling so well that the price is still able to maintain itself. So this is good for me to go. I'll like look into trying to get into this at a good price. But what really I'm looking for is the movement, right? As you can see, the more rigid this graph is, the more it's selling, right? Like you can see here. And another thing too, when it's going down, of course, that lets you know, like, we're losing sellers. Most likely the price is going to start going up eventually, higher than it is already. And what's the other thing? Yeah, of course it's selling. Yeah. So if you go down, let's go down. Let me go down a little bit to show you an example of something that doesn't sell well, so you could tell the difference between the two graphs. For example, like all of these things are moving here. This right here, this yellow one, when you see long flat lines like this on the seller count, I wouldn't look too deep into this, because chances are it doesn't have good buy box rotation. And it looked like it has sold some, but it really does not, it's not, for me, it wouldn't do it. I don't have too much confidence in this. I like these rigid sales, these rigid offer count charts, right? That obviously tells me that this is moving. People are coming on and off consistently on the listing, and it is doing a good job. Therefore, if you hop onto it, you have very good potential of selling fast and not having something just sit and sit and sit. So that's the first thing I look for when looking at variations. I like to see very good seller movement on the offer chart. Like this right here is good for me. This doesn't have any numbers. This one is pretty good, but the price is going, the offer count is going up. And like I told you, on the lower sales volume listings, you might see that reflect in the price. You can see a little dip on this one as the seller count goes up. So you be aware of that. Like I love these right here where it's going down. You'll see that automatically reflect in the price as well, as you see it continue to go up as well, right? So that's how I like to do it. The ones that go down, the price tends to, overall, not all the time, will go up naturally, right? And look for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. on all of these right here. This is going down. This is a downtrend, and look what's happening to the price, right? So I could predict that if I buy this on a downtrend, if I get it shipped to the warehouse fast, I could capitalize on the upward movement of this price right here, right? So that's one thing I like to do. So focus on the new offer count when trying to figure out which variation sells the best. Which one of these sell the best? Look at the seller count movement. Secondly, of course, is the price. You want to look at the buy box price, like I told you before. I'll look at this one primarily because that's what everyone is competing for, is the buy box. On all these listings, we want to see something that is more flat, like flat or going this way. We don't want to see this where the price is going down. In some cases, it might be a little bit tricky to determine. Like for example, like see like this right here, I would stay away from, because primarily look at the offer count. It looks flat. There's not much movement on this, so chances are there's one person just sitting here the whole time. This is in 3 months. Come on now, this should be moving much quickly, as opposed to this one down here. I'll jump onto this listing because he obviously is selling much more better and much more faster than this one, and it's on a downtrend, and thus the price is going up. Since the buy box is coming on and off, I'll look at this graph and you can see a direct reflection of that, the price of the units going up overall, right? All of these downtrend, price goes up. Buy box goes up on the downtrends of seller count. That is key thing I look at on these listings. So when you're looking at variations, keep that in mind. Another thing you can do also is to better filter these things. Like if you want to just see one specific color, like just one specific color, you could come here and filter only. For example, let's say we want to look at these navy blue ones right here. We could come here, copy this, and filter the color and paste, and now we eliminate all those other options, and we're just, let's say this is the only colorway that is available on the website you're trying to buy it from. Now we just eliminate everything, and we could compare which one is the best movement, right? Has the best seller movement, first of all, and which one has the highest price. And we could also filter it through price. Put the highest selling one, highest price up here, and it tends to have very good seller movement. The price is fairly consistent as we're looking here, because the buy box is out. There's no buy box. The buy box is suppressed on this listing. So we look here at this price, the average price on it, and we could see it's sticking at around 80. The lowest point was about, I wouldn't even count this as a low point because it didn't stay that low too long. I'll say around 74, 72 about is the lowest point. So if we're profitable at $74 for sure, of course. But even if we're profitable at like 80, $80 or so, I'll still go for it because it seems to be about the average for this listing, right? I see it hanging at around $80 a lot over the past 3 months. So yeah, this is a very good way to, to filter when you're looking at just one specific color that you want. And if you just want to undo it, just remove it. And now we have all of them. And if you want to go look at a different colorway, you could just, let's say we want to check out these grays right here, these charcoal heather grays, do the same thing again and paste. And now there you go. Everything is filtered. Now all you have to worry about is which one has the highest price, which one is got good seller movement, and so you can make a good decision, right? So that is how I go through these variations quick. Look at the chart right here. This chart tells you everything. Just go through instead of, going, for example, back on the website, instead of sitting here and clicking each one individually and going to the Keepa chart or copying these and going down here to paste into the seller amp chart to try to find it. Just look at this right here, the new offer count, right? This tells you everything. Seller count going down, price is fairly consistent right over here. Since the buy box is out, we look at this chart the price has been fairly consistent. Try to do our math at the low point to see if we're still profitable. And yeah, move forward onto your decision once you look at those things. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Really, there's not much into it. That's just really how you can make a very good decision just by looking at those things. Telling you this seller count. If you see something is selling here, if this is moving, it's selling. If it's moving, it's selling. And just make sure you look at the one that's selling with the best price that you can get. And there you go. You'll be moving through variations like this now once you keep those few things in mind. Same concept with any other listings. I think I had another one open here. Like for example, these Nike slides. You come here and look at how much Nike slides there are. If you're trying to find one, if you're looking at a particular one, or if you want to see the best selling one, all you got to do is just come down here to the variations first and foremost, and then just filter. Of course, it's already filtered the best rank one. This one is phenomenal. Like, look at it, 2,000. The listing has a total of 30,000. This is taking 2%. So the sales are very equally distributed. As you can see, the 2% mean this is holding 2% of the total reviews on this listing. And yeah, it's very, very, so all of pretty much everything on this listing is selling. All of these variations are selling pretty good. But to confirm that, look at the chart. This has nothing. Stay away. This has nothing. Stay away. All right, guys, this is Editing Kendi here. I just wanted to correct myself on a few of these before I continue. Yeah, so looking at these empty graphs, that does not mean that there's no sales going on in them. Apparently, it's just no data because they're out of stock. So obviously, if you can get them, maybe there's good potential for sales. So when they're empty like this, or when they're flat like this, that doesn't mean that they're not selling, right? For one thing, when they're flat, that indicates whether there's that just lets you know there's not much rotation on the buy box. Therefore, it might be low amount of sellers and there's not much sellers to rotate between. Or maybe if there is a lot of sellers on there and you see a flat chart, meaning there is nobody rotating, it's one to two sellers that's just holding the buy box for whatever reason. And you might want to go dig deeper into the Keepa to see what's going on to better understand. So for example, like one of these empty ones, when I clicked on one of them, it actually, let me see. So, okay, it brings up the page. And as you can see, it's currently unavailable. Therefore, the graph is not going to display anything because nobody's in stock. Chances are it's hard to get stock for it. So if you can manage to get stock for it, chances are there's an opportunity for you to be making good sales on it. And what you can do though is go on here and look to see when the last time they were in stock. And as you can see, they've been out of stock for a very long time. Since when was this last one? Since March. As you can see, March of 2022, they've been out of stock on this particular listing. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. Just because the graph is empty, that does not mean it's not selling. It just means there's no stock. Or if it's flat, like let's say like one of these. See, once you highlight over it, it's only one seller. So chances are it might be hard to get, or some products, when one seller, is kind of a red flag because it might be potential for IP complaints. So you might want to be careful with that. But the one I'll pretty much warn you against are products that are flat line and have a lot of sellers on there. Like, let's say if one of these had like, let's see if we can find one. If one of these had like 15 sellers on it and then the line is still flat, that's possibly telling you that there's no seller movement on this and it's 1 to 2 people just sitting onto the buy box, and it's not rotating. And therefore, if you jump onto it, there's a chance you might not get buy box and you might not get sales. And there is a way to actually tell, to look deeper into see all of these blank ones. They're probably out of stock, and it doesn't, because there's reviews on there. There are sales. They've made sales in the past, but they're out of stock. So therefore the data on there's no data to collect and show. So just wanted to clarify on that part. So you guys aren't, like missing out on good opportunities. So yeah, so all of pretty much everything on this listing is selling. All of these variations are selling pretty good. Something you'd want to try is maybe this one has, it's a little bit stubble. It got some flat areas. But of course, this could be potential good opportunity. So maybe buy a test of 10. If you find it at a good price, buy 10 of them and test it. And but something that you really want to go for are these right here, the ones that are very short, like rigid, and this right here, and are on a downtrend right here, where I would definitely go dig deeper into this one. Just literally copy the ASIN, pull up seller amp, scroll down, and you could paste it into the search bar on seller amp, search. Once it comes up, you just press your Google search here, and there it is. Look, gives you the options already. You got it right here, $39 at Rack Room, $39 at DSW, and so forth. You just go through, look at your options, which one has the best price that I could match it with. It's about even, so this is probably a no, but you can add this to a list to come back in the future whenever they're on sale at a different website again, right? So like this one right here, look at the downtrend on this. It's moving for sure. People are buying this out. And yeah, it is good. The price is pretty good, pretty stable for the most part. It's going on an uptrend. It's inflated right now because the sellers have dropped off to this on this listing. So if you could get it, it's a good opportunity for you. That's it. I'm done. I'm not gonna keep going. This is your variation. Quick way to source through variations. Just look at your new offer count, and then look at the pricing. Bam. And you'll be going through these like quick. You'll be able to make decisions much quicker. And you could go into a whole Keepa graph if you want. Just literally just click onto the listing. Hold on. If you want to get a more detailed, more confirmation that this is selling, just literally click on the listing, and it's going to bring up the full Keepa chart so you could do a deeper analysis of it. And that's it. So without further ado, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give me a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and until next time, guys, be easy, be breezy, and peace out.